Uryū Kamihade stands in front of the Amagami sisters with a book in his hand, introducing himself in a cool way, and explains to the three sisters that because he was taken in as heir to the shrine, he must marry one of the three daughters of the Amagami family. However, instead of recognizing him, the sisters stare at him as if he is a creep, ridiculing him for having such otaku-ish dreams. Uryū gets shocked by this, and dumbfounded by the situation, falls to his knees, as he cannot process what's happening. The sisters find his claims ridiculous, and they walk away as he desperately tries to stop them. However, his voice doesn't reach them. Uryū then wakes up after a moment, only to realize it was a dream, and finds Shirahi practicing her doodle art on his face. Uryū, still shaken from what happened a moment ago, starts on his surroundings, only to find out that the shrine is gone, which shocks Uryū as it means that he is back in his old room. It takes Uryū 3 days to realize, and his life at the Amagami shrine was not a dream, as it has disappeared without a trace. At Kiseki Foster Home, the children greet Uryū at breakfast and tease him for being late, while Mahiru-san, the doctor, on the other hand, brings up how Uryū was making a lot of noise in his sleep, asking him whether he had another nightmare. Mahiru-san reminds Uryū that just the other day, he claimed that a shrine had adopted him, and tells Uryū that it sounds ridiculous, and thinks that he is just exhausted from studying too hard. Mahiru-san tells Uryū to not worry about anything, and offers him to stay at Kiseki until he graduates. Uryū realizes that this is the true nature of this phenomenon, which prevents Uryū and Shirahi from leaving the foster home. On their way to school, Shirahi walks beside Uryū, smiling at him as if everything is normal, while Uryū ignores her the whole way. In the class, the teacher praises Uryū for his perfect test score and instructs everyone to learn from his example, but Uryū is lost in his thoughts, concluding that the Amagami sisters did not forget him. Rather, they never knew about him in the first place since he was not taken in by the shrine. Uryū's classmates also admire his intelligence, talking about how he might be the top candidate for Kyoto University Medical School, which Shirahi does not like. However, what bugs him the most is Shirahi, who continues to wave at him with a warm smile. Uryū concludes that he must find a way to get back to the previous world, as he can't continue living like this. Later in the evening, Uryū takes out a drawing of the Amagami sisters, asking Shirahi if she recognizes them. Shirahi lets out a sigh, telling Uryū that she has never seen them before, as she does not have horrific friends like Uryū's drawing. Shirahi tells Uryū that he sucks at drawing, and tells him he has been acting weird lately. Shirahi suggests Uryū let Mahiru-san examine him. However, Uryū is tired of it, telling Shirahi that the real Uryū was taken in by the shrine where he had a new family, telling Shirahi that this world isn't his real home. Shirahi tilts her head and asks if Uryū is scheming this to break up with her. However, Uryū tells Shirahi that she is misunderstanding him. Shirahi flicks Uryū in the head, calling him various names, and walks away. In the meantime, Mahiru walks in and comments on how Uryū still doesn't know how to interact with people properly, reminding him of the time Shirahi first arrived at Kiseki-en, when Shirahi, who was crying after losing her family in an accident, got told by Uryū to cry her heart out till she gets bored. Mahiru thinks that this is why Shirahi likes Uryū, as she grew fond of Uryū's attitude of trying to accomplish something without being a burden on anyone, and did her best to catch up to him. With a book in his hand, Uryū apologizes to Shirahi and asks if he can study next to her, to which she nods. Days pass, but Uryū is not able to find a way back, wondering if he would have to stay like this forever. While walking near a lake, he bumps into Asahi, who immediately recognizes Uryū, and asks if her alright as he bumped into a marathon runner. Asahi creeps out after realizing that the stalker even knows she is a marathon runner, so without wasting any moment, she makes a run to the shrine only to realize that Uryū is following her. Finally, he sees Yuna, Yae, and Asahi together, but before he is able to even say anything, Uryū gets slammed to the ground. At that moment, Asahi realizes Uryū is not a creepy stalker. Rather, he came here to return Asahi's string, which makes Asahi happy. Asahi thanks Uryū, after which the Amagami sisters starts walking towards the shrine, only to get stopped by Uryū, who apologizes for scaring them. With hope, and he falls to his knees, bowing deeply. Amagami sisters ask Uryū why he is following them, to which he responds that in another version of this world, he lived with them in an alternate Amagami shrine. The sisters remain skeptical, questioning why he is so obsessed with them. But Uryū doesn't want to force them to remember. Rather, he wants to help them in any way he can. However, Yuna tells Uryū that they do not want help from a stranger, telling Uryū that he should return home. As Uryū starts walking out of his way, Yae stops him, telling him that they have met together in the past. The scene then shifts to Uryū, who is sitting with the Amagami sisters, where Yuna and Asahi are surprised to find out that Uryū saved Yae when he was little, and he was able to come to this shrine thanks to Kamihade. Uryū then starts telling them things that are impossible for strangers to know, and mentions how Amagami sisters aren't related to each other by blood. The scene then shifts to Kiseki, where Mahiru is concerned about Uryū and asks Shirahi about his whereabouts, to which Shirahi responds that she has an idea of where he might be and decides to go look for him. Yuna asks Uryū how he plans to help them when they can do all the tasks themselves. The sisters then, one by one, show their skills to Uryū, which Uryū believes are quite impractical and useless, and advise Amagami sisters on how to do it correctly. After proving his worth and showing that he is beneficial to this shrine, Uryū tells the sisters that he would be commuting here often. The sisters acknowledge Uryū's feelings, concluding that it might make things easier for them if Uryū is here. However, Yuna reminds Uryū that he does not belong here. Regardless of that, Yuna decides to help Uryū return to his previous world, which shocks Uryū. Yuna explains that the Amagami sisters Uryū should be helping are the version of his own world, to which Yae also agrees, telling Uryū that it is best for him. While still uncertain, agree to let him stay at the shrine for now. Uryū begins assisting with shrine duties, proving that he isn't just a random stalker. They discuss possible ways he could have ended up in this world, wondering if their grandfather might know something, or maybe they can get Uryū isekai'd by hitting him with a truck. However, Uryū believes that this would not be the best course of action. The Amagami sisters see Uryū off, telling him that he should not hesitate to come here. At the shrine, the rain starts to fall, and as Uryū steps outside, he finds Shirahi standing there, drenched in rain, which shocks Uryū, as he was not expecting to see Shirahi here. The Amagami sisters wonder if Shirahi is Uryū's friend. Shirahi keeps staring at Uryū and gives him a sinister smile, which Uryū finds quite unsettling, and after a moment of silence, she grabs Uryū's arm, apologizing to the Amagami sisters for the trouble her boyfriend might have caused them.